Welcome to Da Nang. Today is going to be a big day. Today I'm going to ask Kenny for an interview. We're going to talk all about Da Nang. We're going to talk about cost of living. Is it true that you can live here for $1,000? We talk about dating. We talk about dating. We talk about transportation. We talk about accommodation. We talk about everything. So stay tuned. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and let's start the show. Okay, welcome. Welcome, Kenny. Thank you for bringing down the hat. You came here without the hat, but I have to. Look at how good this hat looks. And your glasses. What are those glasses, by the way?
From HMK, the glass shop in Vietnam. And I choose out the frames yourself when you go there.
Yeah.
And then you can actually custom get the lenses that you want. But these are just for blue light filtering.
So now we know. Now we know why those glasses, okay?
I actually don't even need to wear glasses because like my vision is near perfect. So like I'm just using this to protect my eyes in Vietnam.
Exactly. You had an issue when you drove motorbike once, right?
Exactly, yeah. Because one time when I was driving a motorbike, something had flown in my eye. I don't know, some trash or something, and then it got infected.
Oh yeah, you had a red eye. And
it was red for a while, so I had to go to the eye care center, but they fixed me right up with some antibiotics.
So if you drive motorbike here in Vietnam, always wear glasses, even if you don't have any prescription. Wear glasses. Maybe if you drive in the city center, a mask would be also good because it's sometimes very polluted in the center.
Yeah.
And wear your helmet because there are a lot of accidents going on too.
Yeah.
Usually small ones and not that big of an issue, but you want to be protected. Since when are you in Vietnam right now?
Since when I was in Vietnam. From pretty much its first trip was. Now it's been over a year pretty much, like a little bit over a year.
Yeah. And so where are you from in America?
From like the South Bay area, which is about like 1 hour south of San Francisco.
And do you want to go back?
Do I want to go back to South Bay? Not really. I mean, I think the life in Da Nang, it's just a lot more exciting because I kind of grew up there like all my life and stayed there and didn't really go outside that too much. Yeah, in America. So like Da Nang's a lot more exciting and there's a lot more new things to do. I feel like in America and so even in California, which is a great state, it doesn't have too many new things. Do you know what I mean? In Da Nang, like there's always new businesses or new restaurants popping up. Like
That's true.
It's not like that anymore. And I think in a lot of Western countries, it's not like that anymore.
So sometimes you're walking streets and out of nothing, there's a new restaurant, a new barbershop, a new hotel.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They build so much, so many new apartments and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And we already know because we toured so many, right, together. And it's just more exciting. Even architecture, when you see houses and when you see hotels and cafes. I went to this amazing cafe just yesterday night across the river, but like I have to probably go with you. I probably have to take you there.
Okay, what's the name?
It's called like, it's a weird name. It's like a European name, like Giffen or something.
Okay.
It's a weird name, but it's incredible. It just opened.
Okay.
But like the architecture is insane. Like you walk through like an alleyway, like to get to the cafe, and then once you get to the cafe, it's like inside like a hem almost. But then it opens up into like a big wide open space.
Okay, we will check that out together.
Yeah, you want to film that for sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing architecture.
So Kenny likes nice things. We know that all. But check out all the other videos we did.
But like we don't even have that. Like back home, all we have is like Starbucks and Pete's coffees. You know, like we don't have these kind of like cafes. And the drinks are just amazing in Vietnam too, right? Like we don't even have that in America. Like you'll pay $5 or $6 for coffee, but it's like you want to spit it out. Like compared to what we can drink here for like $2 or $1.
$1,
even like
I always have an 80 cents coffee.
Right? Like I can't believe that, you know. So it's just why would you want to have to go back like to that, you know?
Okay.
When you have life good in Da Nang, right?
How do you cope with this terrible weather right now? So the December was so bad. But it was like that pretty much every December. Or when I came here the first time in 2022 in December, it was exactly the same, non-stop raining, and I feel even cold. Even though it says 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, it feels cold. What do you do when it's such kind of rain outside?
Well, I was here throughout like last year throughout the rainy season, but I guess this year is a little bit different because we have rain in December. Because by December, usually the rain should be cut down quite a bit, according to like the rain charts of Da Nang. But this year, like pretty much, you know, you just have to change what you do, you know, like and be prepared for it. Because for me, like I started to read more, like not read, but listen to audiobooks, like on Spotify, because that's one of the things I always wanted to do, and like that's a great rainy day activity to do. or if you want to go to like a spa and do skincare or whatever for yourself, or
every
massages.
every spa in Da Nang is packed at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone going hardcore spa, and he's a spa pro.
If you want to do sauna or like your cold plunge or whatever, if you want to do massage, this is a great time to do because it's an indoor kind of thing, and so you can do the kind of self-care activities.
Yeah. And
I think
what are you doing the last 3 weeks? He had no time for me because he's doing all kinds of skin treatments.
yeah, exactly. So I've been just doing the skin treatment like for my face, like finally, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. But it's like a package that they do. So they do over multiple different weeks, like, and every week you have to get a treatment. They do different things to help improve. So
How much does it cost?
I mean, it depends. I think like on because every person is different,
Okay, yeah.
So you can't really say one size fits all because the doctor or the care people, they'll come to you specifically and they'll give you a package, a plan for depending on what you need. Because like, for example, somebody with really good skin, they might not need as much care, right, as like compared to somebody that has a whole bunch of acne scars. Because I had acne scars before, right, to get rid of, so that costs more, right, to do. But yeah, maybe it could range anywhere from like 500 US to like 1,000, depending, maybe less.
And it's like for a few weeks.
Yep. It's because like most of the package that I got, it's between like a 2 and 3 month period, and you go every single week. You have to go, and it could take a number of hours, like 2 to 3 hours or more, depending what you're doing, right? And there's a number of different things you can do, so it's there's many clinics.
I also wanted to ask you. Someone asked about his electric bike. So how long you have it now for 3 months?
I bought it. Let me see. I bought it back when your friend Jay was here. I forgot what month that was. When Jay was here, I think that was like October, late October or something. I don't remember the exact date, but yeah, it must have been like at least like 2 to 3 months, let's say. I've had it. But yeah, you're wondering about it. I think it's a great bike. Yeah, for the price, like with the battery together, it's great. Because really, the only other options I was looking at on the market, which a lot of people might know, are like the Evo 200.
VinFast, yeah.
Yeah, Evo 200 or Evo 200 Lite is the VinFast motorbike. But I test rode that one, and I even rented that one for like a day. The bike, I think, does not ride as well as the Yeta that I have, and it's not as comfortable. The seat is not as comfortable. But the price for that one is actually a lot higher. But the range is a little bit more, but the price is much, much higher.
But you own the battery.
Yeah, if you purchase the battery. If you
VinFast.
purchase the battery with the VinFast, the bike, they also give you the option to lease it. But then the option to lease it, like if you do that, then it's over time you pay quite a bit more, and then you don't own the battery, I guess.
So coming from America also, how do you drive around here in this crazy traffic?
Compared to America, I mean, for me, Da Nang, it's like pretty doable. I mean, it's not organized, obviously, but like I think once you pay attention to how the traffic moves, and then you also be quite careful. Like you always have to make sure you're 100% like eyes on the road. Don't look at things like as you're going on the motorbike.
Yeah.
You need to be 100% there, but it's manageable. It's not as crazy as Saigon or Hanoi. I think Da Nang, like it's once you get used to it, it's pretty easy, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like obviously like America or the West where like everything's super organized with the road, but
also they drive pretty slow here. So
yeah, exactly.
I saw a few accidents, and usually they stand up and continue driving.
Exactly. Because most people go like 50 kilometers per hour or less.
Less.
Which is, if you convert that to miles per hour, it's pretty slow. Like it's not too bad. And I think most people are pretty. I've never gotten hit, surprisingly, yet. And I've been riding like the motorbike in Da Nang like pretty long, like almost a year now too, as well. Pretty much.
That's good.
Yeah, because I used to rent one before, and then
You
I
rented
had a
actually
smaller
a few
one.
ones, right?
Yeah.
You rented the first motorbike I saw at Kenny was like a proper, very fast electric one.
Yeah, dat bike.
That was like strong, right?
Yeah, the original dat bike like version. Yeah, that one was like kind of looks like an American motorcycle. Yeah, yeah.
But
That
it was
one
too
good.
powerful, right?
It's very heavy. Yeah, it's very heavy and it's pretty powerful, but it's very expensive bike too if you were to buy it. So
Yeah.
that one didn't seem too practical, I would say. But like it was fun, and I
Okay.
learned actually on that bike. I
Okay.
learned how to
So
ride.
now with the Yadea, like you think it's good?
I think
for
it's
the
great.
price?
Yeah.
So how much did
I
you
think
pay
the
for that?
quality is really good, and the price. The price is actually just under 30 million. So with me, like I paid also to get the license plate and the registration done. Like it's kind of a service that they did, so they can register the bike under the company. Basically, like the bike is technically not registered under me.
Okay.
It's registered under their company.
How do you do it when you sell it again? Probably not.
When I sell it again, you can sell it again.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no problem with that. Like you can transfer. You can just have the company transfer the title
To the
yeah to the
new
new
one.
owner. Yeah.
Okay,
They can do that
cool.
for me. Yeah. I might have to pay them a little bit of money, but it shouldn't be much.
Okay.
Shouldn't be. Yeah. Yeah. But I think I'll probably keep the bike for a number of years because this is like a good one to ride for longer. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to the previous one that I had that was too small, that one was more limited. You know, this one you could do a lot further
Okay.
range, right? Yeah. And not too many people know about the Yeta brand, but it's a Chinese brand of motorcycle that's been in China for many years, like, you know, like 15 or 20 years or something. And so they've had a lot of research and development, and like the quality is really good. And they have a factory for that bike in Vietnam. So it's actually made in Vietnam, and it's only
Okay.
for the Vietnam market.
Okay.
You won't find that anywhere else.
Okay, cool. So another transportation here in Vietnam. I'm using Grab or InDrive. InDrive I'm using now always to Hoi An because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
$8 to Hoi An. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
crazy. And usually, but Grab I'm using here because you can put in your credit card from the West, and it gets charged right away. Just be careful that your credit card is not charging you for foreign currency usage, because then it can get very expensive. So you need a credit card that does not charge you any fees when you use the credit card. That can go very
Exactly.
expensive.
Exactly.
So be careful about that, and then you can use the Grab app also just to drive around. But you're using a very interesting one, a Vietnamese one.
Sang XM, SM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're all electric cars, and he's from Silicon Valley, you know. So they're all electric cars, are very clean, and the drivers have like suits on almost, right?
Usually dressed nicer, yeah.
Yeah.
Cleaner, yeah.
And it smells good.
Smells good, yeah. Usually, yeah. That one, I mean, I've been using it ever since I came to Vietnam, practically, because I first discovered it. I think started using it in Hanoi and Saigon a lot. Because if you go to Hanoi or Saigon, you'll see the cars all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like advertising. But I think the first time I actually got on was in Hanoi, because I was at the mall in Hanoi, and then the driver outside, he told me like, "Hey, do you need a ride?" And I was like, "Okay, so how do I get the car?" You know, and he said, "Oh, you can get this app and you can book this car." I was like, "Oh, this is great." And it was the VF8, you know, the larger SUV. You see the luxury ones, and I was comparing the prices, and I was like, it's not that much more than Grab for the most part. And then even with the coupons that they offer on the app, right now, like they usually give like a 10% off or 12% off or 15% off. Now it's mostly 15% off, right? So once you
So
get
they want to get market share first,
Yeah.
and then they'll just have it up.
yeah, so like even on some long rides, I'll actually save. It'll be cheaper to take the electric taxi rather than the VinFast taxi rather than like Grab, and I was like shocked. You know, I didn't know that that's possible. But I guess gas is more expensive quite a bit than electricity once you compare it.
Have you ever
That's what they say.
taken a motorbike taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The VinFast?
No, but like motorbike taxi when you go in the back of the motorbike.
Yeah, absolutely. I did that a lot. Like sometimes you have no choice, like in Saigon or Hanoi, but to take that because the traffic is so bad. And if you take a taxi, you're going to be stuck for
Yeah.
like you're going to waste another 15 or 20 minutes, like if you have to go across town. So why not take the motorbike? Because you can cut through traffic, right?
I never tried it out. I'm a little bit too scared.
Yeah, and every once in a while, if I go short distance, even in Da Nang, and I don't care, and it's the summer, it's good weather, like I'll take the motorbike taxi because you could save a lot. It's a fraction of the price.
It's crazy.
It's a
cheap.
fraction.
I
Yeah.
think if you would take a motorbike taxi to the airport, I think it's maybe $1 or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say if you're really on a budget and you really want to save money and like you don't mind it, then I would say that's a really good way to go.
And they even transport your
Yeah, yeah.
luggage too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Somehow
absolutely.
it works too.
Yeah, sometimes you can put the luggage in between and then just fit on because you can fit 3 people on the motorbike. So
Yeah.
it's like the luggage is one person.
We're seeing a lot, like 4 or 5 people on a motorbike.
Yeah. But I was going to mention, I saw your video about the InDrive. And
Yeah.
You took the InDrive to Hoi An, and I
Yeah.
used the app too. I got the app, and it's great.
Yeah.
Like the prices on savings on InDrive is insane.
Yeah,
It's even
so-
cheaper than both apps.
Yes, exactly. InDrive is,
So-
and I actually
know how they do it.
the same cars, and I had a very nice car actually
Yeah.
the last time.
Yeah. I don't know how they do it. So like maybe they lower the price like that the app takes, so the driver gets more.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the first thing, right? So InDrive doesn't take a cut. I think they pay for in drive, and then but they keep everything. That's what I'm believing because I pay him cash.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but also I think for this Hoi An Da Nang things, I think a lot of those drivers that just want to go back to Hoi An and do their business back, and they don't want to drive empty. So that's why they take it.
Okay,
you know?
that makes sense. But they can always pick up people going the other way, right? That's what you mean.
Yeah, but it's like it's an easy fix, you know. Like they maybe check, okay, who's driving to Hoi An, either the Grab app or the InDrive, and whatever is popping up, they were like, I want to drive right now. Like, let's say he just drove to Hoi An, to Da Nang from Hoi An for a good price, but he wants to go back to Hoi An to do more business there. So he rather take someone on the empty leg.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Okay, I understand that.
Because I drove with a super comfortable family wagon with like proper seating.
Yeah.
Very nice. And I'm like, he's usually probably charging way more.
Right.
But on this ride, it was cheap.
You got for like, I think 200K?
Yeah.
To here to Hoi An. And
I did not even try to make it cheaper. This is
Yeah.
what the app suggested me, but I could just offer any price and
lower,
maybe someone will take it.
Yeah. Usually on Grab it costs you what, 300 plus?
279.
279? Oh, okay, so close to 300.
And then maybe if you're at 10%, then it goes down to 250.
Oh, okay. That's a big savings.
If you go to some agencies or travel agencies, they charge you 500 to 600 to back and forth. So,
Okay. Very interesting.
So another big topic is housing market. How do you experience rentals in Da Nang compared to America or like other cities? Do you think it's tough to do? How much would you say you have to budget?
How much you have to budget?
He likes nice apartments, so he has a specific standard.
Well,
so
I would say it's an interesting thing that you mentioned about in general, but I would say like a lot of my friends, like other expats that I met in Da Nang, when they look for apartments here, they generally look for the price range of, let's talk about Vietnam Dong prices, right?
No,
like what's a very common rent that people look at, right? It's like between maybe 5 million all the way up to which is 5 million is about $400, right?
5 million is 200.
Or 5 million is $200, right? And then all the way up to what, like let's say 10 million? Like that's a very common price range that a lot of expats look at, right? And sometimes a little bit on the lower end than like less than 10 million they want. But once you get beyond that, like you find a lot of these mediocre apartments, I would say, which you toured so many, right? You see like how it is between that range, right? But I would say if you are able to pay a little bit more than 10 million, like anywhere between like maybe 10 to like 15 in between that range, you can get like a much nicer apartment. And you can usually get into like the range of, you know, like a serviced apartment. If that's what you prefer, like, and you're traveling here short term, that may be best for you. But you know, if you can afford to pay a little bit more, I would say it's worth it. I would say it's worth it, and you can save money maybe elsewhere and a lot of other things in Da Nang, right, where you don't have to spend as much for. But I would say always like look at your budget definitely and what you have per month, what you can afford, but you probably don't want to spend more than like 3 times that. You know what I mean? So like if you have 1,000 a month, like if you spend like 200 to 300 a month on rent, it's okay. You know what I mean? Generally, right? Like I think that's a good rule to go by.
How do you find service apartments here?
Service apartments? I mean, for me, when I first came, I used an agent. I met an agent through Facebook, and she was very good. And the agent, I think the benefit of using an agent is, of course, they're going to negotiate you a deal, you know, with the apartment once they find it. So they're going to get a cut, right? Like for every month that you're at the place. But they're going to help you narrow down. If you tell them all your preferences, all the things that you want, then they already know in their head because they have experience with all the places that they can target for you, which places are for you and your budget as well, right? Because that way you don't waste time, because a lot of people, sometimes they just walk around by themselves wasting time looking at apartments from apartment to apartment, and they get turned down. They're like, oh no, we have no room, you know, but the agent will know right away because they're in the market and they know if they have room or not, what's available right now, what's not, you know, right? And they have like their whole like groups, you know, that they can see which apartments are available. You know, like Zallo has those kind of groups for the agents, so they know boom, 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 what's available, what month, what days, and everything.
So Zallo is something like WhatsApp, but also a little bit bigger. It's like a WhatsApp, Facebook app, something, and it's I think only in Vietnam.
Yeah, it's very popular in Vietnam. So I mean, that's basically something that you also have to have access to if you stay here long term. It's better because almost every business uses it too.
Everyone has Zallo here. Every local.
So it's a big plus if you can. But yeah, I would say Yeah, I mean, if you're around that budget of like 10 to 15 million, you can find a place that's much better. But if you're between like 5 to 10 sometimes, like it might just be mediocre, I would say, in my opinion. But
Yeah. What do you think is the best area to live in?
the best area, there's a lot of good areas now, I would say, but it kind of depends on your lifestyle and I feel like, I mean, some people, they may like to be in the city, they might have to be in a very busy area, noisy, but then sometimes you want a more quiet, kind of like in between, or maybe you want to be closer to the beach. So there's all these different preferences. But for me, I think, this neighborhood is good, right? Anton is good. Um, Nam Viet A, have you heard of Nam Viet A?
Yes, in the south.
Yeah, I would
It's
say
very
that.
quiet.
Yeah, exactly. Like by the river, it's more quiet, more remote a bit. Like that's not a bad neighborhood either. It's a quality place, I think. If you want,
they have a lot of houses. Too.
yeah, and it's like a stone's throw away from here, like by a motorbike ride. It's not too far. But there's many good areas. Sun Tra has many good areas as well, right? We toured some of the
True.
hotels near that area. It's really beautiful neighborhoods. And I mean, yeah, you have many options, but I think it just depends on your personal preference. Everyone's different, right?
So you would say you
Everyone
come
has
here,
different
but
standards.
still check out the neighborhoods first.
Yeah. Everyone has
First a
different.
hotel, right?
Yeah, right.
And if you want to have a hotel, check out my hotel playlist. I will put it down below.
Yeah.
I think I reviewed now 83 hotels. I'm gonna have next year 200, 300. And definitely with Kenny. I already mapped out something, but Kenny's a very busy man. Look at his head. And but definitely. And maybe we can also do some apartments again, definitely in the future. So please subscribe and like this video.
Yeah.
Another big topic is everyone always says the $1,000 a month, that you live here, $1,000 a month. We see that all over the internet. What do you think about that? Because you are not a budget traveler, you are not a backpacker. How would you say is that possible? Do you think it's possible to live for $1,000 a month here?
In Da Nang, yeah, I think it definitely is, because I've had a lot of friends that are expats that they live similarly on that kind of monthly salary or 1,000 a month. Like let's say if you're an English teacher, for example, right? Many other people in Da Nang that are English teachers. A lot of them, if they have a English teaching job at a center, the monthly salary is generally 1,000 US dollar, right?
Okay,
Right.
interesting.
And so you can get an apartment. Of course, we've seen as low as 5 or 6 million, right? Even in this area,
Yeah.
just like a small studio apartment,
You can get it for $200.
right? So
true.
that's $200, right? And then how much are you going to spend like on food a month? Maybe like another 200 or 300 at most, ish, depending.
If you eat Vietnamese out.
Yeah, depending. Some people don't even eat that much. Some people don't even eat like that much. Some people might be able to spend 150 to 200 a month. Like food in a day, like in one day you'll spend maybe you could spend $5 on food a day.
Could
like
be,
if you're on a
that's true.
budget, 5 to 10, let's say even $10. If you multiply that by 30,
It's $300. Yeah.
roughly, right? Let's say
And then
$200.
it depends. I think
Sometimes
it's
cheaper. Sometimes.
what I always say
you're on a
is
budget.
100%. Your monthly expense will be determined by how much beer you drink. If you drink out alcohol a lot, I think it's 1,500.
Yeah.
So I have a friend. He lived for 7 million. That means almost 280. $280. It was his apartment, pretty new, pretty nice. And but he spent 1,500 British pounds because he went 3-4 times out for nights out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but he only eats Vietnamese food because he loves it. But nights out and then activities with the girlfriend, so he spent around 1,500 pounds.
Yeah.
But he is a young guy who just do whatever he wants.
Okay.
But yeah, how much do you know how much you spend?
For my own budget, I probably spend like definitely more, probably between like 2,000 to 3,000 a month at least.
2 or 3?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it can, to be honest, higher than that. Like especially if I travel.
Yeah.
Because if you add in like the travel, like recently, I went to Taiwan and Japan. So I mean that was a big spend.
But
to go
Japan
to
and Taiwan is definitely.
Yeah,
And
especially
then
Japan.
Traveling around.
You know what I mean? So if you add those kind of things into my budget, and then also even traveling around Vietnam, like I'm gonna go to Hanoi soon, and then go to Quy Nhon for Tet. So that's also added on, right? I mean, so like it could be more sometimes than 2 or 3 a month, depending. Yeah, sometimes.
But I think in general, Because you don't even drink, right? You don't drink
Yeah,
often.
yeah, exactly. I think in Da Nang, like for me, I don't drink, but like it's because like we have so many other activities to do in Da Nang, you know, and it's pretty affordable, right? So like you don't have to just drink. Like there's many other things
He
you can
goes often to spa treatments. How much do you
Yeah.
pay for massage?
The massage, like they range anywhere from what like the base, the cheapest for 1 hour would be like 200K, which is about $8 US, and then it can go all the way up to like 500K, I would say, 500K, which is like $20. So between that range, like you know, to the lowest end to highest end, and then yeah, there's like such great deals to be honest. Even some really high end, beautiful new places, you can get promotional deals, right? Like the I went to Leafy, I told you the other day.
Yeah.
Leafy, I think it was only like about $1 million for 2 people, but they gave us free sauna, and then for like half an hour to like an hour. So we get dry sauna and then wet sauna.
Steam bath, yeah.
Yeah, steam bath and both, you know, and then the massage, like it's 30% off. So it was only about like 500K for each of us, right? And then the massage is 1 hour, and it's like a brand new place like that we went. We actually toured it.
$20
on your video.
$20 per person.
Inside Awaken Hotel,
Got it.
right? And like with that 30% off happy hour, it
How was
just
the whirlpool?
cuts the price. The whirlpool that they have in there, it's not set up yet. They don't have it set up yet. So
we
later
did,
maybe.
we did a review on this place. It's my most viewed video. I will put it also down below.
Yeah, Leafy at Awaken. Yeah, so that place is awesome. I would recommend you go there too and try it, or maybe you go with Emma and go and try it.
I'm meeting so many of you subscribers here on the streets, and lots of you the last week when it was raining so much told me, oh, it's so bad weather and this and that. I always say it in my videos, and I say it again. If you don't want to have rain, don't come December or January. Because what I also experienced during the typhoon season, sometimes it's still nice and beautiful sun, because the storm comes and leaves again. And sometimes between, it's just like beautiful blue skies and warm. So I think the wet season and cold season, December, January, I think if you don't want to have that, skip it. Come in February, March.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what is your favorite time of the year during the season? What's your favorite?
My favorite after being here for more than a year is probably right after the rainy season is finished, to be honest with you.
Yes. When it's not that hot.
Why? I mean, I'm a Californian, right? So like the weather in California is pretty temperate, but our winters get a lot colder than Da Nang gets, right?
Really?
Yeah, they get much colder, right? But the weather's so beautiful because it's like it can be like between like 21 to like 23 degrees Celsius, like after the rain's done, like in February or like even into March. Like sometimes even January is very dry. It can be because supposedly the rain drops off quite a bit after December, supposedly historically, right? Like you can look up a rain chart on Google and see Da Nang, like the rainy season and the amount of precipitation each month by historical records, right?
But
you can look that up.
But sometimes also the weather app on iPhones,
It's not correct.
It's not correct because
yeah.
it rains somewhere in Da Nang, and then it says everyday rain.
That's true.
But sometimes we don't see everything is rain, but where on the beach there's no rain.
Yeah.
But somewhere around, few
Yeah.
times at the mountains, right?
Yeah, you have a point. Yeah, because even like now this month, the rain is supposed to drop off. Historically, the rain is supposed to drop off very heavily in December, but this December we got hammered with a bunch of rain. It rained almost every day this month.
Yeah.
So actually, the historical data is wrong. So this year it changed, right? So of course the weather report's never going to be 100% accurate for sure. Even the day to day, right? Because sometimes it'll say 70% chance, or like of rain like today, or 60, but like no rain, you know, like throughout the most of the day. So it's not. It's not accurate.
Okay.
But when you live by the coast, the weather's very interesting because it's always ever changing.
Yeah, all the time.
That's every city that's by the coast. It's always like that. Like you know, right? Because you lived in other coastal cities,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So the weather report's difficult to.
But it's also
maintain.
totally different than Thailand, because Thailand rainy season means it rains 3-4 hours crazy and then the sun is out. It's hot, humid, rain, hot, humid. But here, the rain thing is like on December, January, it's cold, rain, windy, gray, and it can be for a few weeks. If you're unlucky and you come here for vacation, it's gonna be non-stop rain. So depends, depends what kind of traveling you are planning to do. Because if you're planning for food, then it's the best time, because first of all, you don't need. The food tastes better when it's cold. That's just how it is. Especially all the beautiful noodle soups here.
That's true.
Right? And
That's
a
true.
nice hot pho when it's
bún bò
cold.
Huế, yeah.
There's nothing better than this.
Yeah. Okay.
And sometimes if it's too hot, I really don't want to eat on the street. It's too hot outside.
Yeah.
There is no wind. It's humid. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's not that fun. But when it's like this weather, that's why in Hanoi the pho during winter is so magical. It's piping hot, steaming.
Yeah.
The flames outside. It's great.
That's true.
Absolutely. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna go to Hanoi for my wedding soon,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my favorite time of the year is still April, May. And every time April, May, even though I'm very fed up during December and January, I'm so fed up. I'm like, why do I do that? And then, okay, I have to stay here. My fiance is Vietnamese. I have to stay here.
Yeah.
And she loves her job. She wants to be here. I would not stay here for December or January. And I think this next year, I will actually look out for some other options in Vietnam. Maybe Phuong Thao, something
Vũng Tàu, yeah.
south,
Yeah.
where it is
Phan
warm
Thiet-
during the
Phan
heat.
Thiet or Quy Nhon is pretty nice.
Oh, something like that, yeah.
It's different because
I will definitely check out Quy Nhon next year. I'm excited because it's also a coastal city.
Yeah.
A few coastal cities in Vietnam you can also target, especially also Phu Quoc.
Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna say. Phu Quoc, yeah. I know another expat American friend. He went from Da Nang to Phu Quoc actually for the weather. He says a lot nicer.
And lots of people also flee the heat here. So a lot of people also go in the high summer when it's super hot and humid here.
Da Lat.
They go to Dalat.
Yeah,
When
that's
it's the
awesome.
mountain, when it's cooler. This is also, I will
Yeah.
test it out this year too.
Yeah, Da Lat is an awesome place. I haven't been to yet, but I need
Yeah.
to go. It's
Me neither.
incredible, and they have some incredible hotels there too. Incredible.
Okay.
I haven't been, but
All right. So it really depends on you. I have friends that actually say, "Oh, I enjoy it at this time of the year," but I think if you're unlucky and it rains nonstop, it can be very depressing, and then it gives you a bad taste of the place. But if you're coming here in April, then you will fall in love and you won't want to leave.
yeah. I think sometimes, like, if we compare, like, our weather back to how it was in the West, though, like, Da Nang is still a lot better overall. Because, like, in Germany, like, for example, you have
terrible.
bitter winter. And in America, like, our winter is pretty, like, we also have rain and storms, and we also have cold temperatures, very low temperatures in California, right?
Comment down below. Comment down below
Yeah.
where you are from and what is the temperature or the weather is right now.
Yes.
What just right now in December, end of December, what is the weather right now in
Yeah.
your place and where you're from?
Yeah, but I think if you compare it, like, we still have so many beautiful days. Like, the amount of beautiful days that we have in Da Nang, it kind of outweighs the bad rainy season, I feel like. You know what I mean? Because there's so many amazing days. And it never gets too cold here, which I like. You know what I mean? The temperature never drops too low because we're by the ocean.
Yesterday,
Like, every ocean city's like that.
I was very depressed the whole day because of the weather. It just, I don't know, I need my sun.
Yeah.
And then it stopped raining and I'm like, I go out now. I went out on a walk with Marcus and it was beautiful and I'm like, oh, this weather and smell, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? Everything is fine again. I'm just dramatic.
Oh, I mean, that's true. Sometimes the season and the light affects us. The more sunlight you have, the better, and the happier you are. Just like if we go out, like, it's so fun. Like, we've been out with you to the pool, you know? Like, if you go out to the pool, you absorb the sun. It's so much good energy for your body. That's what it is. The vitamin D, right? It makes you feel good. And then the whole day you'll feel good after that, right? After being straight in the sun. So, I get it, you know? That's true.
What do you think about the nightlife in Da Nang?
The nightlife in Da Nang, I think, like, for me, my nightlife experience is different because I can speak the language, Vietnamese. So, like, I can go and talk to girls, or I can go out and, like, you know, like, be, you know, more involved, I feel like. But then for somebody that doesn't speak Vietnamese, they might have a different experience, to be honest. But I think it's great, to be honest. Like, nightlife is pretty amazing. There's plenty of activities, just that you gotta know, you gotta be in the know, and you gotta be connected with the right people also. But for the expat community, like, we have our own nightlife here too. Expat, like, nightlife, right? Like, where there's a lot of English-speaking friendly bars and diverse, like, crowd, you know? Like, it's not just Vietnamese. Like, you have people from all over the world. I mean, I think it's great.
But it's still slow, I believe.
Still slow.
It's like it's a dive bar scene, I would say.
For Da Nang, yeah.
Or-
But I mean,
or
we
you
have some
have-
mega clubs on the other
You
side.
have clubs that are very Vietnamese
yep.
with the, but some like Karma Lounge has hip hop, for example. Then, but you have a lot of Wiener House. That is like the electronic music of Vietnam.
Yeah.
That can be very loud, but maybe I'm just too old,
Yeah,
and Kenny
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're young, I think there's a huge charming factor to it.
Yeah.
This loud music and then the balloons thing and
Yeah.
everything, like all this,
Yeah.
like young clubbing.
Because I got that. I got over that. Because in America, I always went clubbing in my 20s a lot. And Tammy's right. Like now, I'm not at that age anymore. Like I just don't.
I like it quiet, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't. We don't enjoy those kind of places, but we might like a cocktail bar every once in a while, or a dive, or
There are a few cocktail bars that are very good.
Yeah.
Like the Craftsman, their cocktails are very good. Not cheap, but they're very. They take a little bit too long, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the quality is nice, and sometimes they have jazz nights. I mean, this is now our age.
Yeah, exactly. Live music, but a lot of people they're in the same age range in Da Nang. There's many people like around their 30s or 40s. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm almost 40 now, but like I feel like my preference is very different than when I was like 30 or even 20 in my 20s, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's fine, and I think Da Nang has a lot to offer for our age range. I would say plenty.
How do you think is dating life here?
For me, I think it's amazing. It's great. But like again, like it's my experience is different than some other person that's like, let's say like a a white American from America. You know, it's gonna have than mine because I'm Vietnamese, right? Like my cultural background, like that's how I grew up. So I can speak the language, I can communicate with them. That makes a big difference, and I can speak English too, which is even a bigger plus, right?
Yeah.
If I can speak both languages, so it's great for me. I think. I think it's much better than me when I was in America for the dating culture, and I think others who are like Viet Kieu, similar to me, like would agree too. Probably the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all it is. It's just like knowing the language. Like even if you're a foreigner and you're able to speak some Vietnamese, you could do great. Like we know one of our friends, what's his name?
Yeah.
Dalton.
Yeah.
Like he has so many Vietnamese friends, and he's really involved in the
he's
community.
already Vietnamese. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I'm sure he dates Vietnamese girls and everything. So it's
Yeah.
like easy. You know, it's just because he speaks the language, but it doesn't matter. He's white.
But do you think if you're dating here local Vietnamese, how do you think is the English level? Is it tough?
Yeah, it's very tough. It's very tough. If you expect her to speak English, like not every girl like in Da Nang is going to be able to. Like the level of it's a little bit lower. But you know, if you find a girl like that's living in Saigon or Hanoi, it's different. Sometimes their English is very good, their level compared to Da Nang. But slowly, I think over time it has to get better in the central region, the English level. But it takes time, right? It has to still develop more, and people have to get better education. Is what
I think there are many Vietnamese who speak Korean because it's a huge market.
Yeah, definitely. I met a few, and I was pretty shocked when I see it. But some of them actually go to college, is what it is, and they study Korean as their major in college. And then they come out, and sometimes they work for these Korean businesses in Suncha, and then they can speak both like English, Vietnamese, and then Korean, so they can translate for the Korean business owner to their customers.
Yeah.
So it's
just
just
there are
crazy.
many Koreans who don't speak English or Vietnamese.
Yeah.
What do you say about shopping in Da Nang?
In general, I would say the shopping is like on the okay level. It's obviously not like what we have in Hanoi or in Saigon currently, but you know, shopping is not like one of the forefront things I would say for Da Nang. But what we do have is like you do have a lot of I guess you
Small
call
shops.
it like
Boutiques.
small shops, boutiques. You have a lot of you know, like fake luxury stuff.
Interesting.
Right. And, well, you know, in the Korean like area and across the river, they have a lot of those shops. Like even in some of the night markets. But the mall that we have, the Vincom Mall, it's maybe I would say small to medium sized, but it does offer quite a bit of the brands that you need, all the main things. But there's not a huge selection, right? Like,
and no real food court.
yeah, the food court's pretty limited, I would say, but we do have some decent options, and it's a little bit expensive, overpriced sometimes, but it is there, it is available.
There is gonna be a mall soon in 2020, maybe next year or 2026. I think a Japanese mall comes to Da Nang. They already have one in Hanoi, Aoen Mall or something like that. I saw something in the news, so might be something very big. Cause that is missing. I think a big proper mall like in Thailand is missing here, especially if it's too hot or if it rains nonstop. You want to have a huge complex for the high heat, or if it's raining so much, or if even when typhoon season is, where people can go in and have a social life, can do shopping, eating, walking around. I think that is missing here, but I think they're gonna fix that.
Yeah. Yeah, they have room for it, definitely. And the Aeon Mall, I think the one that we were just mentioning opened up in Hue. We
in Hue, yeah, that's very close from here. There's a new mall, and I'm definitely gonna go back to Hue as soon as the weather is good. I was there once, but I just did a food tour there. But next time I'm gonna do some hotels and all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned and subscribe.
Yeah, the mall will be a definite good one for sure. But yeah, we need something like that here in Da Nang, especially for sure. But
I saw a mall on the way to Hoi An, duty-free mall. It's
Latte.
a huge place. It could, it could be something good, but there's not much inside yet.
Yep, correct.
So
It's
that
not
would
finished.
be a great location also, and like huge on the beach basically. Would be pretty interesting if they do something with it. But
in the future, I think.
the tourism is not that big here.
But I think we don't like. For me, my opinion is that the reason why like we don't have a mall here is because it's not a large metropolitan city like Hanoi or Saigon. So we don't care as much about shopping when you're here because there's so many other things to enjoy. You know what I mean? So many other activities. Like, why do we need the mall? Because like I feel like in the West, even in Japan, when I went there, like Japan, all it has is a lot of shopping malls and eating and stuff. But then like there's not much else to do in Tokyo. Like that's all you have to do, right? But in Da Nang, like we have beautiful ocean, the beach here, we have the mountains, right? You have Hoi An, like there's so many other activities to do, like, right? Like,
So you went with some friends to a secret beach on the mountain, in the mountains, right?
yeah, the waterfall, you mean?
Yeah.
The waterfalls?
Or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
also there's a secret beach somehow on the Santra thing. Like
There are too, actually. Yeah. You mean some of the tide pools and things?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. My friends did go to those, but like those are kind of like only things local people know about. Like you have to have a local Vietnamese friend, like Chris, right? Like our friend Chris.
We have a good friend, and he's always taking some friends there.
Yeah, during the summer, like if you're ever interested, like you can come with us, but I have to ask him to organize, and then he'll kind of what's it called, like Sherpa us there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he'll take
yeah.
us there and lead the way.
Yeah,
it's a fun experience.
I already told him last year when I met him, he should do a business out of that because he's a nature guy. I'm not, and I will never do this. I will never go to these bushes and everything like that. I cannot do that. But I told him already he should do a business, and if you're interested, comment below. He's a young Vietnamese English teacher.
Yeah.
And he's camping outside in the Santra Mountains everywhere, like Haiwan Pass. He's motorbiking everywhere, and he loves it. I saw a lot of photos and videos of him, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. No one knows about these places, and it's crazy. Like nature, beautiful waterfalls, beautiful deserted beaches, beach parts. No one is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. So yeah.
Exactly. I've seen only on Airbnb, like there's a few other foreigners that have you heard of Airbnb experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few people that do those kind of special waterfall tours or excursions, and then that's the way that you can make a business out of doing that, you know?
Yeah.
Like just charge like on Airbnb experience or even on Agoda and things like that. They have other...
Yeah, sure. Or Klook or something.
Yeah, Klook, like they have those kind of special experience you can do. But yeah, I'm sure that'd be fun to do.
Dude, do you want to come with me to golfing soon?
Yeah, well, I mean, like for you, like even if you want to do your own food tours.
I don't want to do this now.
But you could.
I do it for my members. So if you're not a member of my channel yet, go and join my membership because we meet once a week, and we meet once a week, and then we go eating somewhere, and yeah, it's a big fun. I think all my members had a great time. I also connect all my members together, and yeah, it's gonna be way more activities. So if you wanna join my membership, down below.
There you go. See, for example, that's great that you do that for the members only.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $3 a month, and I think they all saved up so much money.
Yeah.
I'm meeting also every member.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's still small, so I can't do it.
Okay.
And
That's one way to
if it gets too much, then we just do group meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's so many people. I meet so many people that don't even know about it. But if you want to come here, if you want to join those meetups or whatever, yeah, just become a member.
Okay. Are you ever gonna have like a meetup just with the people that know or want to connect with you that's non-members, like meetup?
Oh yeah, we do once a month somewhere.
Okay.
I say it usually. For example, the next one is New Year's Eve. Everyone who wants to come comes. Or Christmas are also was an open invitation.
Oh, okay.
Or sometimes for UFC events I go to Aussie Bistro.
Okay.
We will go there too soon for the
Brunch.
Sunday roast.
Sunday roast. Okay.
It's very nice. Huge meat, lamb, beef, very nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's open like forever. But if with the members, I usually try all members together and they become friends.
Okay.
And yeah, so many members are friends now, and I think it's great.
That's
I think
good,
it's
yeah.
like
Community.
yeah, and
That's what you call
you can't just talk BS about me all the time because you know me already. But yeah, it's great. Because I don't drink, for example. I don't drink. I drink once every 3 months or something. But lots of members drink. Then I just put them together and let them have their fun.
Hang out. Yeah.
And I think it's a great thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't mind that. That sounds good. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for the interview.
Absolutely.
Thank you for getting the hat down.
Yeah,
I'm
no
so
problem.
excited. And can we have another hotel review with you soon? Please?
Yeah, absolutely. If we
I
find time.
have few very
We're both
luxurious
available.
hotels.
There's many more I think to do.
Yeah.
And there's many more that interested to see. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We can
All
do
right.
that. Yeah.
So subscribe.
plan it.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.